All right, great. Well, thanks for having me, David. Great to be here. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff Tompkins with Altos Trading, and always a pleasure to be here. I'm not sure if David covered a disclaimer with you. He probably did, but just know that anything that we cover on our session today is not intended to be individual investment or trade advice. This is for educational purposes only. But happy to look at any charts you guys want to take a look at. So I'm going to pull up my dashboard here real quick. And if you guys want to throw your tickers in the chat, we'll go ahead and kick it off. Let's see. Jan was first, quick to the draw. AUPH. All right. Let me expand my charts here. This is a pharmaceutical stock. So I'm going to be using charts out of our proprietary charting dashboard called Zillion. You'll notice some signals on here, so I'll be referencing those. We'll also just kind of do a little bit of technical analysis. You'll also notice some faint clouds on the chart here, both green and red. I'll explain those as well. These refer to divergence, so these are divergence clouds looking for bullish and bearish divergence. But at the moment, there's not any bullish or bearish divergence on Renia Pharmaceuticals, although there is an open sell signal. So it looks like this one's had a parabolic run up. One of the kind of core methodologies we focus on here at Altos are key supply and demand levels, or support and resistance, as they're often referred to. So let me see if I can get my drawing tool up here. There we go. So it looks like I'd have to dive in a little deeper. It's may have been on earnings or potentially like a PDUFA date announcement, but it looks like this one went parabolic to the upside and broke through a prior bearish pivot resistance. So what we look for here is the directional move up into the level. So as we can see, there was a rotation up into looks like roughly like this 1075 level. So we caught a bid off the $7 level, and then uh, sellers came in, drove the price lower, and then the stock went into a pretty well-defined channel here for most of this year, and then it looks like the breakout in late July, early August. So this is now support up around this 1075 level, and a likely pullback level. So when you get a breakout like this, we look for a retest of the level. So this was prior resistance, which is now support. So longs would make sense here on a retest of this level and then confirmation of that level holding and then a subsequent rotation up off that level. But again, at the moment, we have a proprietary algorithm called Trade Trend that gives forecasted buy or sell signals. It looks like one came in last week. So the white diamond above the candle indicates, the algorithm's forecasting a rotation lower. It will provide a suggested entry price, which would have been just down below the low of this candle. Then you'll notice that that was actually reached and triggered here on the next trading session. And then we've had some downside follow through here. Looks like it's kind of starting to try to recover today. Um, but again, right now I think this one's good for good on the short side, and a retest of somewhere around this 1075 level, assuming that holds and then rotates up off would be ideal for a long. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see, Kevin had QBTS. This is D-Wave Quantum. Oh, let me skip out of this. Okay. And I don't know why it's not giving me the refresh this here. Correct chart. All right, let's go to QBTS. Looks like it's having a little trouble updating. 'Cause, 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 'cause Let me disconnect here. Okay. All right, so it doesn't look like we have any bullish or bearish divergence at the moment. Here on D-Wave Quantum, we also have an open sell signal. And by the way, when you get a sell signal, it's going to provide your entry price level. So this would be a short setup here up above the chart. Looks like that was right at 16. Expand the chart here again. This essentially looks like a consolidation channel. So had a breakout here back in May from the prior consolidation channel, and currently it looks like got about a 6-7 handle consolidation channel, and coming down into the lower range of that channel. Let me put that back on here. Okay, on this sell signal. And looks like in today's session had essentially a retest of the lower end of that range. So very nice sell signal here. Again, no bearish divergence, but what I would be looking for here is a bounce off this roughly $14 level. That would be confirmation that this consolidation channel remains intact, and then looking for a rotation back up somewhere to the 20 level. If this were to break to the downside, there's not much in the way of support below here, so we'd probably return back into this prior consolidation channel. But again, I would look for longs off the lower end here. I had a nice buy signal back at the end of June here, and then we're getting some nice sell signals off the upper range. There's a good buy signal. And then again, this current sell signal is open, but I think it's probably run its course. So again, look for this is kind of more of a range play, I would say. So that's a good one to look at. All right, let's see what we got next. Lilly, another pharmaceutical stock. All right. So here we actually have some bearish divergence. So what I like to look for is or are sell signals inside a bearish divergence. So there was a nice one back here. And then buy signals and bullish divergence. So you can see we had a green divergence cloud here indicating most likely trend direction is to the upside. So looking for corresponding buy signals with bullish divergence and sell signals with bearish divergence. We're kind of at the outer edge of this divergence cloud, so it looks like some of this bearish divergence is disappearing, and actually currently have an open buy signal here on Lilly. So entry was down here around 685. But in terms of support and resistance, let me draw this level for you. Okay, there's a strong level of overhead resistance up around the 710 level. So you can see this is prior support from back in November, May, April. And remember when support breaks, so support back here, right? It becomes resistance. So interestingly, as this gap down occurred, and this was probably on earnings, this level was then retested, and you see the rejection right off that level. So this is now resistance, and sure enough, you get the retest, and then a little bit of rotation lower here. But what I would really watch here on Lilly is this 710 level. I think if we can get sustain any closes above 710, there's more upside potential into the next layers of resistance, which are going to be around 730, 740. Whereas if this resistance holds, be looking for another leg lower here, probably somewhere in the 620 to 650 range. All right. Let's see. Oh, hey, Barry. I recognize you. Barry asked for GES. Eh, There we are. All right. Yeah. So this one is rather choppy. We do have some bullish divergence, and you can see the green divergence cloud here. This was in place from back in early April. So again, here we'd be looking for buy signals inside bullish divergence, and we've had some very nice ones here over the past several months. At the moment, this one's just quite choppy. It's in a pretty tight consolidation channel, roughly between 1250. Okay, and you can see the prior resistance there, and 14. Okay. Again, these support and resistance levels are critical. So this is support. Um, the market never forgets these. They can remain intact for months and even years. But you can see all the prior uh, resistance here right around this 2050 level. That was broken in early July that established the new consolidation range here and then retested, and then we have resistance up here. Okay, and we have a pending sell signal from 2 days ago. So there's the white diamond above the candle. So entry is going to be down here. This is our forecasted buy and sell signals are valid for 3 candles. So on a daily time frame here, 3 days following the forecast. So we need to get some downside follow through. I think this could be a good sell signal if it follows through into the suggested entry price. And we can take a look at what that is here. Oh, it looks like that one actually expired. I take that back. So that one is no longer valid. But in any case, it would have been down just below the low of this candle. And that's right, because I disconnected from our quote media data feed. So this is just a little bit delayed. But in any case, that would have been just below here. So I think a follow through down here. This is kind of like the last one we looked at, last couple we've looked at, where this is more of a range play, I would say, taking shorts off resistance and longs off support. All right, let's see what we got next. I'll check time here about halfway. Okay, let's see. We got PBF. This is an energy stock. Okay. So yeah, more choppy price action. Let's just kind of set this. We don't have any bullish or bearish diversions at the moment. It looks like we just recently came out of some pretty strong bullish divergence. Had a great buy signal here on the transition from bearish to bullish divergence. Beautiful up move, sell signal, followed by a buy. So we've had some really nice buy and sell signals here. There is currently an open buy signal. So entry would have been down around the 23 level, but pretty choppy price action here. So I would say kind of, at least from the beginning of this month, more non-directional. And what we look for here, let me clear this out, is a trend continuation. So looking at the prior move, so obviously prior trend is to the upside. This is technically still intact. So we look at pivot highs and pivot lows. So we're making a series of higher highs and higher lows. I would watch this 21 level. So this is really the most recent pivot low. This is kind of more of a minor pivot low, but if the 21 level were to break to the downside, I would consider this uptrend reversed into a downtrend. So this is really the key level I would watch in terms of support. And you can see it's already essentially been retested here. And then looks like we've got some pretty significant resistance up around the 24 level. Okay, so you'll notice that from back in December, this served as support and was a pivot low. And again, the market never forgets these levels, right? You can see you retested now as resistance. So this is our resistance level. So we got about a three handle consolidation range right now on PVF Energy. So here I would look for, as long as it remains in this channel, this is a range play, selling off the resistance, buying off the support. And then a breakout would be more, appropriate kind of scenario for a directional trade. So medium to longer term, again, uptrend is still intact. So a breakout of the 24 level, be looking for a rotation up into the next area of resistance at 29. Breakdown from support. Really looks like the next strong zone of support is going to be in this 18 to 19 range. All right. Ben asked for CRWV. And it looks like that's one that I don't. Let me see if I can reconnect here. All right, core weave. And I don't know why this could be a cookies issue. Why my chart is not updating on our quote media connection here. See if I can just refresh this. Occasionally we partner with Quote Media who does our real-time data feeds, and occasionally they do updates, and they may be doing one right now, so it's not updating my chart. We'll have to look into that. Yeah, it looks like it is. It looks like they're doing an update at the moment, so I'll have to disconnect. They usually take about 5-10 minutes, so we'll have to skip over that one. Let's see, what do we have next in tap? All right, so this is NetApp. All right, so we recently had an open buy signal, and we do have bullish divergence here in NetApp. This one transitioned from bearish to bullish divergence back in early April. So again, here we'd be looking for buy signals. And again, we had one back at the beginning of the month on a support retest. This one triggered the following trading session after the forecasted buy signal came in. And this is, interestingly, as we're looking at different individual names here, this is kind of the common theme with the current market environment. We're seeing a lot of consolidation after some pretty significant parabolic run-ups over the past 4 months or so. Our indicator here, the trade trend algorithm, provides a trailing stop as well. Those are the little red horizontal lines you see there on the chart. And so this one was actually taken out on the trailing stop here, but it looks like we're just right on the trail edge of this bullish divergence. So this may be either transition in a bearish divergence or uh, there may be an absence of divergence. Hard to say. We kind of have to wait and see here. But um, here's the consolidation channel. So it's roughly between 100 and 110. So about a 10 handle consolidation channel. So here again, just like on some of the other names we've looked at, looking for shorts off the resistance and longs off of support. And so these would be kind of more short-term plays while NetApp remains in a consolidation channel, and then breakouts. Of course, prior trend was to the upside, so technically that's still intact. So longs up here, and it looks like there's some pretty strong overhead resistance up around the 116 level, prior support. So if we break out a 110, looking for a retest of 116, a breakdown below 100. There's not much in the way of support, so this one could really drop if we were to start sustaining some closes below the 100 level. All right, let me just check time. So we got a little time left here. Like Soren asked for APLD. All right, so this is Applied Digital. All right, zoom out a little bit. Well, let's go here. So we don't have any bullish or bearish divergence at the moment. Looks like we have an uptrend here, which is still intact. So we just recently put in a higher high. Um, and then in terms of support and resistance, it looks like the strongest layer of support's down around the 11 level. So this is prior resistance from back in November, December, February. Let's see. So I don't think up at the current price levels, I think longs would be riskier, just looking at the context of this uptrend, and that we again just cleared this June high. But looking for pullbacks into support, looking for that to hold, and then subsequent rotation. So if it can catch a bid off this 11, 12 range, I think it would be a nice opportunity for longs. Again, looking for buy signals. And then a break below 11, I think, would probably attract some sellers. And the lower end of this prior consolidation range is down in the 4 to 6 zone here. So if we were to break through 11, probably looking at a retest of this two handle support zone down here. All right. Let me go down. Let's see. Soren also asked for Intel. All right. So I saw recently that there's some news that the government was is considering taking a stake in Intel, which is interesting. We're going to see how that plays out. But Intel's been in a very well defined range really since Q4 of last year. So this is also like again a lot of the names we've looked at more of a range play. Um, we don't currently have any bullish or bearish divergence here, but we've previously had bullish divergence preceded by bearish divergence earlier in the year. So again, looking for sell signals in the red cloud, buy signals in the green cloud, and also looking for these to align with support and resistance. So there are some great buy signals here off of the lower range of this roughly eight handle channel, so roughly 19 to 27 is resistance. And you can see that just recently again, the market never forgets, right? You know, saw some sell-side activity off of the upper range of this consolidation channel, but had a nice buy signal here, pretty significant parabolic run up there. And it looks like that one's still intact. But yeah, again, more of a range play, but I think a breakout of this consolidation channel could define more of the medium to longer term directional trend. But at the moment, this is a nice, 8 handle wide or so consolidation play. All right. Let's see. Joe asked for Cisco. Also asked, we'll have a webinar in the near future going over our put writer strategy. Yeah, that's something we might do in the near future. I'll keep you posted there, Joe. All right, looking at Cisco here. We're just coming out of bullish divergence. had a beautiful buy signal back here. And this is one of the things, kind of my bread and butter, looking for transition from bearish to bullish divergence, or it could be vice versa, bullish to bearish. But in this case, this is bearish to bullish divergence. So notice the shift in the red to green cloud, and then looking for that corresponding buy signal. This one came in back, looks like around maybe the third week of April. Big parabolic move to the upside, and then had kind of a false breakout here. So there was a prior consolidation channel between 67 and 70. And that broke out earlier in the month, but didn't manage to follow through. We were kind of back in this consolidation channel. In fact, I probably could have widened that a little bit. The stronger area of support is going to be down around 66. So this corresponds to the pivot highs back in February. And notice how those were retested here in August, just a few days ago. So this would be the key level of support. So watching to see if Cisco can catch a bid off this 66 level. And then resistance is kind of up in this 69 to 70 range. So we actually had a good sell signal here up off that resistance. And again, I think this is kind of like a lot of the names we've looked at, more consolidation. All right. Well, thanks for sharing all those, everybody. Really appreciate it. Again, this is our Zillion dashboard. So it comes with our divergence cloud indicator. It comes with our proprietary trade trend indicator, as well as a suite of over 300 other indicators and studies. It comes with a scanner so you can scan for all the signals. It comes with different market gauges like our sector performance, market sentiment gauges, so you can always know the risk, trend, and buy-sell ratio of our algorithms. You also have a nice snapshot of the short, medium, and long-term trends across all the major indices. If you'd like to check it out, we're actually running a special at the moment on our trade trend and divergence cloud indicators inside the Zillion dashboard. This is all cloud-based. So if you want to go over to the link is just altostrading.com/Zillion. It'll take you right to the page, and you can we offer monthly, annual, and even lifetime licenses if you want to own the dashboard for yourself. And also throw up our contact information, support at altostrading.com. Our toll-free number is 800-895-9348. Thanks for having me. It was great to be here. Thanks for all of you and sharing those tickers. It was fun to do a little chart analysis with you. So David, I'll pass it back to you.